Hey, everybody, welcome to Bronx Baseball and Beer, episode number 71. We have an awesome new show for obvious reasons.
Ta-da.
Ta-da. It's going to be awesome. We're going to talk about the Yanks, a little bit of comeback action, maybe righting the ship a little bit. We're going to talk about an awesome race in the National League East going on right now between the Mets and the Cubs. We're going to talk about how absolutely dreadfully awful Aaron Hicks is. And we're going to celebrate a little bit on Albert Pujols. So stick around, guys. Let's talk about it.
SeatGeek. Oh yeah, my life used to be quite boring. Just sitting on the couch, at the office, the occasional restaurant. But now, wow, I'm living the dream. This week alone, I've been to 2 basketball games and a concert. I've never felt more alive in my life. Get your seat tickets to sports, concerts, and live events. SeatGeek. Get your seat in a seat.
Use code BronxBBB.
$199, $200. Here it is. The treasure is down there. Well, start digging. Quicker. Dig quicker. Here, drink a Red Bull. That's better. Can you see it? How much is there? Hello? Have you found the treasure? Hello? Hello?
Red Bull gives you wings.
Everybody, welcome back to Bronx Baseball and Beer. It is episode number 71. I am Scottso Fryer.
And I am Chris Not Yet Notter.
We got a lot to talk about, but first we want to talk about this
Yes.
amazing piece of wood in front of us. This is our new set, courtesy of our man Figs at IDNB Customs.
Figs.
In Jewett City, Connecticut, baby. Let's go.
Nice
This
job,
thing is
Figs.
great, man. This has a little bit of I gotta say, looking at it on the screen, man, this has a little bit of Mike and Mike feel to it.
It's got a little bit of a Mike and Mike feel. I know I'm a little shorter. We haven't gotten our chairs yet, guys. So Scott looks like he's about to hit the ceiling, and I'm a little bit on the smaller side, but that's okay. Yeah, listen, Figs did a phenomenal job.
Oh, hell yeah.
This has been a project in the making, guys, for a long time. We talked to him about this, I think, in spring training, and we had like an idea set, and Figs is very passionate. If you guys go check out his TikTok and his Instagram, you'll see what we're talking about. He is very passionate, so the design changed a lot, and I think he fully embodied the entirety of our show. Baseball, we have obviously the front of Yankee Stadium in the front with the logo. Absolutely fantastic job. We can't thank him enough for hooking us up. This is just
awesome,
absolutely
man.
incredible.
And everything you see here, folks, you can't see our cool little
They move.
our little table up here,
They
the
shift
ones
a
and
little bit.
twos. We got the tables up here. They're epoxy baseballs, and they look so cool. And the backlit Yankee Stadium with the banners, but it's not done.
Yeah, it's not.
It's
done.
crazy because I mean, you look at this thing and it looks so cool. It's even got the B3 logos where you would have the Yankee Stadium logos on top of Yankee Stadium. That looks awesome.
Yeah.
But I mean, this thing looks fantastic, guys, and
A lot
I
of
can't,
hard. Yeah,
I can't say enough great things about this.
a lot of hard work that Figs put into it, and it's not an easy task doing a custom table and desk like this because there's so many intricate parts to it. I mean, the front. I mean, like I said, these spin, right? Like these actually spin full around.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spin it all around now. But the little details, right? The different color flags on the top for the different teams at Yankee Stadium. You got the bats. You got our logo. You have the facade. I mean, it's really amazing. It really is, and we couldn't be any happier than we are right now. And there's still more to do. We got a few more things to add. And listen, we're in this to win it. You know what I mean?
Sir.
And I know it's not all about aesthetics and like nice things, but we work really hard and we put a lot of time and effort into this. So we felt that we should upgrade a little bit.
Yeah,
you
it's,
know, so it's amazing. Very, very excited.
Absolutely. And
Great local guy.
Before we get going, Nader, we would be remiss if we did not take a second to remember 21 years ago yesterday, the tragedy of 9/11. So many lives lost, so many innocent people lost for nothing. So we remember them today on Bronx Baseball and Beer. And we remember how America felt on September 12th.
Yeah.
I never want a September 11th to happen again, but I would love to have a September 12th back again.
It sounds really crazy saying that because I've always said that. I said, September 11th was one of the worst days in history, but you've never seen the United States come together more than they did on September 12th. And we're not a political show, but the way that the world is today, guys, it's sad, really. You know what I mean?
It's tough.
And September 11th is always difficult, especially for the families and close friends of all those that were lost. But it's we're here to remember everybody that was there on that day and all the heroes that sacrificed their lives and saved a lot of people as well. So
it's first responders.
Yeah, absolutely.
Medical, fire, police, just so many people, volunteers to come help dig out, trying to find survivors.
Sure.
And it was an amazing time in our country, but it was one of the most horrible times in our country.
Yeah.
But Americans are resilient. We pushed through it. We got through it. We came together like never before, and it was a great feeling to be around. And you drive down the street and you see American flags everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love to go back to that again.
Yeah, and if you think about it, and one of the things that really helped people heal was baseball.
Absolutely,
you know what I mean.
So my next point,
it's you go back and you watch the story. It's always on ESPN around this time of year with and I feel bad for not knowing the name of the fireman that died, but his wife, widow, and 2 kids went to the Mets game, and that was the big game that Mike Piazza hit that walk-off home run and kind of reunited. It didn't care what team you cheered for.
Too.
It was against the Braves.
Yep.
And there was just a lot of baseball. George Bush throwing out the first pitch
at
Yankee Stadium, throwing a freaking strike.
It
could not have gotten any better than that.
Wearing a bulletproof vest too.
Yeah, crazy.
Man.
Yeah,
my favorite thing about that, Nader, is Jeter's like when he asked Derek Jeter, "You have any advice?" And Derek Jeter said, "Throw a strike."
Yeah. Absolutely.
He said, "Don't bounce it."
Don't bounce it.
And he threw a freaking strike.
Yeah, he did. I mean,
that gives me chills thinking about it.
He threw a dot. Yeah, and baseball is one of those things, guys. It helped America heal. It helped people heal, families heal, and it was quite a year.
Yeah,
and
we came together as a country, and it was great. And unfortunately, things get crazy. But hey, just remember one thing: presidents are temporary. But Wu-Tang is forever.
Wu-Tang. You went to the Wu-Tang concert?
I did. I went to the Wu-Tang concert Friday night,
it?
man. It was awesome.
Awesome.
I will have to say a couple things. The Wu-Tang fans, the Wu-Tang, Nas, and Busta fans were very well behaved. I didn't see a lot of shenanigans that I wasn't involved in.
Right.
There's your ones and twos. You get, there's the occasional guy who's passed out drunk or whatever.
Sure.
Can't handle it.
That's
went overboard a little bit. It happens.
It's not every concert.
But they were well behaved. I didn't see any fights. I didn't see people getting carted off in the stretcher.
That's the thing, though, too. It's old school.
That was my next thing.
You get a little, and I'm not saying you're old.
I am,
but
okay.
But I mean, I'm a big Wu-Tang fan, obviously, and
the crowd was
probably
older.
a lot more mellow.
Crowd.
But you're not going to see that. This new stuff that I can't really listen to. I'm sorry, no offense to anybody, but I'm more of an old school rap guy. So, that's good. I'm glad you had a good time.
It was good.
And Scottso, we have a pretty decent amount to talk about today. I wasn't here last week, so Scottso ran solo on the show, guys. And
it was fun.
Yeah, he did a great job, and I'm back now. I'm fired up. I'm ready to rock and roll. And what better time to come back than after the Yankees? They take the series against the Rays.
Yes.
And then we come back to an awesome podcast desk.
It was great. And before we get to baseball, you're wondering, this is a baseball show, right?
Let's go.
Nader's rocking the Danny Dimes. I'm rocking the not very often rocked
Victory
Monday shirt, right? Because I never get to wear this thing. I said, you know what? I don't care.
How long has that been in your closet?
We're talking about
How
baseball.
long has it been in your closet for?
It's been in my closet. It doesn't happen. It doesn't come out very often. Since 2016, it has not been out of the closet.
Right.
But here it is today. It was a great weekend, Nader. Well, not for all of us.
Not for all of us.
Not for all of us. I won't go there.
I'm not gonna. I don't really feel like talking about the Notre Dame Marshall game, to be honest with you.
My college team won. Yankees won 2 out of 3. The Giants won.
It was almost the perfect weekend for me.
Close.
It was close.
It was close.
And then Marshall had to come along and ruin my weekend.
and they got paid $1.25 million to come in and kick your ass.
It's just so sad. It's so sad. And I don't even want to say it's embarrassing because Marshall came out and played.
No,
they
congrats to
came
Marshall.
in.
That's pretty cool.
Listen, they played hard. They played, their defense was on the money. You got to say, with a good, solid group of guys playing on that team, and their head coach is great too. He's got a good head on his shoulders too. So yeah, tough. But you know what? I'm happy with the Yankees and couldn't be happier than seeing the Giants win the first game of the season, because I don't think that's happened in like 7 years.
We have a winning record now.
We do.
First time since 2016.
Listen, I'm not saying we're going to win the Super Bowl.
No,
but we might win a couple games this year.
We're going to win some games. We might win a couple games. All right, let's get into the baseball, because listen, if you want to talk football, Wednesday night at 8 p.m. right here at Forward Content, the debut of Officially Offsides. It'll be myself. Nader has to work.
Yep. But
it'll be myself hosting with Kev Mike
and Brian.
And Brian B. Mac's going to call in on the phone. So it's going to be episode 1 of Officially Offsides. It'll debut right here at Forward Content on Wednesday night at 8 p.m. And we'll give it one more reminder before we get off the air. So let's get going right at it. Let's go Yanks. 2 out of 3 from Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
We outscored them 22-11. The bats kind of woke up. I mean, I was kind of blown away. I'm 10. We lost 4-2 Friday, and I was like, all right, here we go. And then Saturday rolls around, we win 10-3. Sunday rolls around 10-4. I mean, at one point, I think their shortstop was actually pitching.
Yes,
Bethencourt was actually
that
pitching.
did happen. I believe Stanton hit a home run off.
He did. He hit a bomb off the foul pole, the left field foul pole.
Yeah. No, listen, it was a much needed couple games. I mean, we scored 20 runs in 2 games. Donaldson's back came alive. Torres started to hit. Cabrera hit his first major league home run, which we'll get to in a little bit. So it was very good to see. I'm very happy that the Yankees showed some life. Still have a lot of questions, and I'm a little confused as to why they're still putting IKF at shortstop. That's something that we're going to talk a little bit more about. The Aaron Hicks debacle. There's a lot of things that the Yankees are doing right now, but there's also a lot of question marks as far as the lineup goes, in my opinion, which we will never probably, Scott, figure out what the thought process is with Aaron Boone.
Stat nerds,
analytics, whatever. But no, it was good. We needed those games badly. The bats needed to wake up. Our pitching has been absolutely fantastic. Yeah. Tyone pitched great. We had a great mix of between Herman and all those guys that split the game up the other day. That was an interesting tactic.
Yeah, we took a play right out of the Tampa Rays,
right out of Kevin Cash's
playbook. Right, that's his, and I think that was also their pitcher by committee day. Yeah. They throw together it
was weird. So we were talking to Dave and Mark from the Bronx Muchachos, and I was watching football, and I had missed. I looked up the score of the Yankee game, and it said Herman 1 inning pitched, and I'm like, uh-oh. I'm like, please don't tell me he went down.
Scouring Twitter,
and then they were like, oh no, it's because he would have had 7 to 9 days of rest or something like that. And at that point in the year, you don't want that come playoff time. So that made a little bit of sense.
Yeah, I mean, it came around. The bats came alive. The pitching has been fantastic. But listen, you kind of nailed it a little bit with the lineup. I mean, I think that they are winning games lately despite of that. And coincidentally, the Yankees did something, my holy crap stat of the week. They did something I had no idea that was a thing, because we've been so bad over the last couple of months. But they actually won back-to-back series for the first time since June.
Remember when that was it was an every series thing?
Yeah.
We were winning every single series. It really is something. It amazes me how the Yankees continue to just, even though it doesn't look like they've been battling, we really do have a lot of injuries right now. And I'm not trying to make an excuse for the way that we've been playing. There's no excuse for the way Aaron Hicks has been playing. There's no excuse for the way IKF's been playing defense. There's some guys that are completely absent in that lineup, but listen, we brought up some young kids, right?
Yep.
Cabrera's been fantastic. You put him in right field. I think he's got five assists in the outfield already,
dude,
which is like
he
a record.
Saved the game the other night.
Yep.
Threw a guy at home plate.
Yep. Peraza's been good. Struggling a little bit with the bat, but he had 3 hits in the game the other night against the Rays.
Yep.
And, LaCastro is coming in off the bench. You got a few other guys that are really making an impact. So no matter what happens, the Yankees are playing with the hand that they're dealt. They don't have any other choice but to play with some of these guys. And and they just have to keep rolling until some of these guys get healthy.
Yeah, they have no choice. I mean, listen, you can sit here and get angry with the lineup all you want, but there's literally nothing they can do. There are some things they can do to make some subtle changes. Like I don't understand why IKF playing short.
Yeah.
If you have to play the guy, please put him at third.
Right.
And put Praz at short. Let the kid play.
IKF played great at third base.
Right.
I mean, he's not a superstar.
He's
I mean,
not going to unseat you, Josh Donaldson.
No. I mean, trust. And this sounds a little crazy. I would much rather have Donaldson at third base than IKF, just because Donaldson's a more solid third baseman. He's been playing there a lot more. You can't just take IKF from short and throw him at third, thinking that he's just going to field everything. But he looked more comfortable. You know what I mean? Like sometimes when you change, and I said this about Stanton last year. Sometimes when you take the player, you put him in the field, you put him in the position that they're comfortable playing, everything else kind of starts to click.
Yes.
What happened when we put IKF at third? He started getting on base. He had a grand slam. Started hitting the ball. Like sometimes little things like that, you have to remember where these players came from and where they're comfortable playing. IKF was kind of dealt a bad hand from the start. He was told, you're going to be the shortstop, the stopgap shortstop for the New York Yankees, and you're just going to have to suck it up and deal with it. And I still, to this day, don't think that was the right thing to do because IKF is not a shortstop.
Right. So here's I said it last week on the show about my thoughts on the stopgap thing. Right. We brought IKF in to be a stopgap and we didn't want to trade any of the guys, our young guys in the minors, right? Our prospects. Right. We're just going to let it ride with IKF, not trade our prospects. Then September comes around, we bring up that prospect, and we still don't play the guy that we have stopgapping. Why bring him up if you're not going to play the guy?
Right.
And that kind of drives me nuts. But hey, let's roll with it, man. Let's ride this wave. Let's keep going. Night off tonight. I think this might be our last night off for the rest of the season.
Yeah,
we might have one more.
We have a long stretch. We got Boston in town.
We
got Boston tomorrow. We're at
Fenway,
we're in Boston.
Right? We're in Boston this week.
Mm-hmm.
I think we got the Pirates coming up too, and then the Red Sox are back in town. Or in New York.
Yep.
So we have a pretty favorable schedule the rest of the way.
Yeah.
I think we might play Toronto one more time. The last 3 games of the season, I think.
I believe we end. We might end. I'm gonna have to look.
I'm gonna look it up.
I think we do play Toronto one more time. But really, Scott, the big thing, and we'll get back to the Yankees in a second.
Yankees got the Brewers this weekend. The Brewers this weekend, and then
interesting.
We're home for the Pirates.
Be a problem. Yep.
Home for the Pirates.
Last game's against the Rangers.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. Joe is in the house.
Joey Stats is in the house.
Came back from his his softball game. He came in a little late, but that's okay. What's up, Joe? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good.
Did you guys win?
Yeah, we did win.
Good.
Yeah.
Those are sick uniforms.
Oh, thanks.
I like the hat too.
Yeah. Disgusting to walk in and have to see you two Giants fans with your Danny Dimes and Victory Monday. I mean, nice haircut, Scottso.
Oh, thanks.
You look great.
Joe's a little upset.
It's the shirt. It's the Victory Monday shirt.
Yeah.
I have a glow about me today, Joe.
I see that.
Both of us have a glow.
Excited. Hey, we got to win a record. Yeah. So, what did you say, Joe? Who are they playing last?
The Rangers.
Okay.
We play the Pirates, the Brewers, the Pirates, the Red Sox, the Orioles, who have been slipping fast.
Yeah, I think they're
Red Sox slapped them around this weekend.
I think they're magic.
Red Sox, Blue Jays, Orioles, Rangers.
Yes.
Okay. So
So
I mean,
I thought maybe the Red Sox played the Blue Jays. I don't know. Somebody playing the Blue Jays. It could be
the Rays. The Rays and Blue Jays are playing
100 times before the end of the season.
And that's really the series that I'm looking at as far as, we need to keep winning. We need to keep playing
do our
baseball.
job.
Keep doing what we're doing, but that Rays Blue Jay series is going to be interesting, I think, to be honest with you. I mean, I think the Blue Jays take it with just the way that the Rays have been playing right now, but the Rays are weird, man. They always put up a fight at the weirdest times. So
it is weird, but listen, there's a lot of things that have been going right for the Yankees. Gleyber Torres been hitting the cover off the baseball. I don't know if he just woke up, snap out of it, but whatever he's doing, I like it.
Yeah.
Maybe he made some adjustments, but he's been hitting the ball. He's been a big help. I mean, Aaron Judge is Aaron Judge. I mean, Aaron Judge is out of it. I looked at the stats today. It is not, hear me out. It's because I got 3 weeks left. It is not crazy to think that Aaron Judge can win the Triple Crown this year in the American League.
No, I think he's got what?
He's sitting 307.
Xander Bogaerts might be ahead of
319. Xander Bogaerts is sitting 319. Judge is sitting 307. There's 3 weeks left in this. 3 weeks left in the season. Nobody's catching him in home runs, and I'm pretty sure that no one's close to him in RBIs either. Unless someone goes on an absolute Manny Ramirez like tear, I don't think anybody's catching up to him.
No, listen. I mean, Aaron Judge is
Joe. Look, you get that for me. Who's close to Aaron Judge? Aaron Judge has 118 RBIs, 119,
I
something
think
like
he's
that.
at like 122.
Is he?
Yeah.
I know he's hitting 307.
No, I mean, listen. The big thing that we have to realize too is that we need Gleyber Torres so bad right now.
Absolutely.
And I know you just brought that up because DJ LeMahieu was not healthy and his foot is bothering him. And he actually went on to quote, he did a report, or he did an interview with someone. And the quote was, he's talking about his foot. He says, it got to a point where I wasn't even rotating at all on my back foot. I can deal with it on the field playing defense, but I can't be myself and can't hit. I'm not doing
a lot.
I'm not doing anyone any favors just being a body out there.
Yeah.
Which is a really sad thing when you think about it, because DJ is such an integral part of our team, but at least he's being honest. He's like, listen, I can't hit.
I mean, listen, he fits right in with the rest of the lineup lately.
He really does.
Just a body out there.
I mean, he's like, defensively, it's great that he can play defense, but we also know that his talent also really lies in the fact that he hits the ball really well and takes the ball to the opposite field, and he's a clutch hitter.
Hit a couple home runs yesterday.
Who did?
Gleyber.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why we need Gleyber to step up, because Gleyber kind of took a back seat this year, rightfully so, because he didn't deserve to play. But if Gleyber can hit and be as good as everybody knows he is,
driving runs, man. Get on base, driving runs.
Just hit just make contact. If he just makes contact, the ball's gonna go. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you, besides Aaron Judge, the only reason that the Yankees are still have a 5.5 game lead right now, we're gonna call it 6.
Sure.
Right? Because you can't win you can't win by a half game. So we'll call it 6. The pitching. I've been saying it all year. We had a little lull in the pitching.
Yep.
But the Yankees pitching has been absolutely lights out.
Lights out.
Even during the time when we were losing games, Notter. We weren't losing games 8-7 8-0. We were losing 2-1, 3-2. We were getting shut out 1-0, 2-0. We were not losing games because of our pitching.
Can Aaron Judge hit 62?
Aaron Judge is going to hit 62.
You think so?
I do.
All right.
I
55.
He's got 55 right now.
55 right now. The only one near him is Kyle Schwarber with 37. It's not. Freddie Freeman's leading the average 331 in the MLB.
But I think isn't it Triple Crown is not all of baseball, right? Is it just it's league? Is it league wide or is it division or American League?
Yeah, it's actually a really good question. I don't even
know.
I thought
it was American. I didn't think it was leading majors.
Does it go American League, National?
I think it was like American League.
American League is 319.
I believe it's each one
in your league. So it's 2 guys can win the Triple Crown in 1 year. Which would be awesome. That's never happened.
No.
But listen, the pitching.
Yeah.
We're third in major leagues in the ERA. We're at 3.28 behind the Dodgers and the Astros. Because the Dodgers pitching has been great. And we're even higher than the Mets right now. The Mets are 5th in the ERA. We're third in earned runs with 462. 5th in strikeouts and 3rd in batting average against. I mean, you can't ask for them to do any more than they're doing.
No.
And look at, we really don't have a bona fide ace. We have an ace in name. Yeah. But we don't have a bona fide ace.
I think Cole's been
good.
You know, and not for nothing. He
does lead the league in strikeouts.
That last performance, 14 Ks. That's
ridiculous.
ace quality. However, what we need to see, I mean, Cole really kind of got the short end of the stick a few starts in a row. Like they just couldn't hit the ball.
Well,
and gave up a couple home runs here and there. I mean, Garrett Cole's the ace of this staff. There's no doubt. We need to see, I think, however, to solidify that he's an ace, we need to see him go in and pitch in the playoffs.
That's what I'm
we're not asking for him to strike out 14 guys in a playoff game. No. That's not what we're asking.
Go out there and give up,
but give us 7 solid innings of 1 or 2 run baseball. That's ace quality in the playoffs.
Get us to our bullpen, which has been a strength.
Yeah.
And let's go. Let's be that guy. Be knuckle down. Because here's what I wanted to see something out of Cole all year that I hadn't seen until last week. His last start where he said he had 14 strikeouts against the Twins. He gave up an absolute bomb to Carlos Correa.
Oh, yeah.
And then he walked a guy.
Hung that slider.
Then he walked a guy. And then he gave up a base hit. And his body language was not good. I'm like, here it is right now. This is the moment right now for Garrett Cole.
Yeah.
And he struck out the next guy. And then I think he had 6 or 7 straight strikeouts. And he just he knuckled down. He said, "Okay, I am the ace of the staff. This is the New York Yankees. These are the Minnesota Twins who can't seem to beat the Yankees no matter what."
Yeah. What you did was you saw him make adjustments.
And I have not seen that all year.
Right, that he has struggled to make all season long. The big thing that we're seeing with Garrett Cole, and you look at the numbers, and David Cohn talks about it a lot during the broadcasts. It's like, for whatever reason, the first half of the season, he really moved away from his fastball a lot. Started throwing a lot of cutters.
He wasn't locating his fastball at all.
And and that's the thing. If you don't throw your pitch I shouldn't say effectively. If you don't throw it efficiently, like if you're not throwing it a lot and you're really relying a lot more on your off-speed stuff, then you're not going to be able to locate your fastball.
Right.
And the thing that Garrett Cole has, which a lot of people don't have, is an absolutely dominating fastball. And for whatever reason, he moved away from it a lot.
Yeah.
And you see a lot of Yankee pitchers are developing this cutter, and they're using different pitches other than their fastball. You talk about it. If any of you saw the R2C2 interview with Jordan Montgomery, which was kind of eye-opening in all seriousness, did you see the part where he talked about how he didn't agree with the pitching ways?
I did.
And what did I tell you? I said there is a reason why they traded Jordan Montgomery, and I know why they traded him for Bader, but Jordan Montgomery straight up told CC Sabathia, like, "Oh, I disagreed with pretty much everything that the Yankees analytics and pitching staff said."
Me too.
They didn't want me to throw my fastball. They were like, they didn't want me to throw my fastball. And in St. Louis, he's letting the big dog eat. He's
doing great, man.
Throwing it. So for whatever reason, why would you want a guy like Garrett Cole to not throw his fastball?
Yeah, I get it.
And when he throws his fastball, he strikes out 14 guys a game.
He was good that day. But we're winning games because our pitching is keeping us in it, and we're getting enough hitting. And now the bats are coming around. And Notter, the cavalry's coming.
The cavalry is coming.
The cavalry is coming to save the day for the New York Yankees. We have a lot of injuries right now. You already mentioned DJ, sprained toe, whatever's going on in his toe. He said he could be back. They put not a prosthetic. He didn't lose a toe, but they put some kind
He's
of
got a fake foot now, guys.
Yeah, the Civil War.
That's why he's not playing. He's got a wooden foot.
But they gave him some kind of a thing to put on his toe to help keep it straight, help with the pain.
Yeah, it's like a splint.
A splint. Yeah,
like a splint. Right.
So that's the word I was looking for. Like a splint. But they're saying he could be back between the 20th and the 25th of September.
Yeah, he's officially off the IL on the 15th. So whether they put him on the 10-day again, I'm not sure how that works. But we need him. We need him back. However, not for nothing, I'm really liking Cabrera a lot. I think we have a clip of his first home run. If we could throw that up there on the screen.
The Netherlands again in the WBC.
High drive, right field. There it goes. See ya. First big league home run for Oswaldo Cabrera. And the Yankees lead 10-1.
It was not a wall scraper. No wall scraper. That's a bomb.
The Netherlands again in the WBC.
High drive, right field. There it goes. See ya. First big league home run.
He is fitting into the Yankee mold very well.
Yep.
They brought him up at the right time. This kid needs to stay up.
Defensively, man.
Defensively, listen, they put this kid in right field, and this kind of goes back to what we're talking about the cavalry coming. But we got a player here, Scott, that is filling in so nicely, right?
I like it.
And yeah, he might be a little inconsistent with the bat, but he's proving his worth as a rookie ball player. He's young. He can play right field. He can play third. He can play second. Listen, you may see him start in the outfield.
Well,
or at least maybe for a defensive replacement.
I think you're right.
Unless Bader comes through.
Bader is coming. I'm not convinced that Benintendi's coming back.
I don't think he is
this year. But we'll see. I'd like to see him stay in the lineup. But Bader looks good. He looked good in Hartford yesterday. I'll get to that in a minute. Rizzo's coming back. He's going to be back this weekend. He had some kind of a blood patch thing going on.
Yeah, I looked it up. It's bizarre.
Yeah, so
it's weird.
I can talk a little bit to it. Okay, because he has got back problems. And I have back problems, and from carrying the show. And
wow, he's carrying it. You carried it last week.
Was
it
a blood patch injection?
Yeah, I don't know. Do you know
what
that
some
is?
kind of it's called a blood patch. So he had an injection, but he had an epidural.
Right, he had an epidural, which caused his headaches.
Yes, and it
originally.
absolutely will cause you headaches.
It's happened to me 100%.
Yes. I
got the same. I got the same shot. I've had neck problems for years. I got like 4 slip discs, and they went in and they did the shot, and the next day my headaches went through the roof, and they had to do a blood patch injection and try and fix it.
Yep.
So they inject. What are they? Is it like
just another shot? Like you lay on the table, X-ray right in the the
let's
spinal
not talk about
cord.
it because I'm getting woozy thinking about it, man. It was the worst.
It sounds
It's
brutal.
the worst. Like I had back surgery finally last October. You remember, and I would have that 1,000 times again before I had one more epidural.
Yikes!
It was brutal.
Well, if you notice with Rizzo throughout the year, he's had like if you see him in the dugout, he's
brace
got that
on.
big brace on, and I don't know if that was like a heating thing, like kept his back loose or whatever, but I think it was a matter of time before you saw him get some time off to rest his back. Because listen, Marwin Gonzalez. You're not a first baseman, buddy. We appreciate the hard work and the effort, but we really need Anthony Rizzo back at first base.
We need him. So he's coming this weekend. Efros will be back next week. His shoulder has been bothering him. Chappie with the stupid leg infection. Listen, dude, Chappie pitched in Hartford yesterday. Pitched 1 inning, struck out the side, gave up a walk. That's Chapman, but he struck out the side.
I'm still a little concerned. Joe, we all have tattoos here, right? We're big tattoo guys.
Never had an infection.
How in the world, like with an infection, you take some antibiotics, right? I mean, to be out this long,
I don't know.
It's weird.
It's weird. I don't disagree. Very weird.
I think it's bizarre.
I think what kind of doctor is he going to get this?
Exactly. Like, do you take some antibiotics to get some lotion?
I'm saying, but who's he getting his tattoos from?
That's what I'm saying.
Well,
dirty needles at that. I mean, that money that he's
with
got.
The amount of money, he should be going flying somebody out.
Should be going to Red Skies Collective.
He should be going to Red Skies Collective.
Seeing our guy Tommy.
Go see Tommy Slocum over there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you guys never had those issues, right?
Never. Not once have I ever had an infected tattoo. I also go to a very nice shop. So
correct.
I mean, is Chapman going and getting these tattoos like in an alleyway in the Bronx?
We got to get Chappie hooked up with Tommy.
Is he flying down the Dominican and getting his shots?
Maybe,
I don't know.
I guess it's just strange to me that you're out this long for a leg infection.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense to me that you go, you get a tattoo, you have a leg infection. It's been like a month.
Yeah, he's been out for a while.
And then what you send him down for a rehab start? It just doesn't make sense with all the issues he's been having. The story is just weird to me.
Well, he pitched yesterday. He looked good.
Yeah,
besides the walk, he struck out the side. Benintendi, wrist hand, he's TBD to me. That says maybe the postseason, probably not.
I'm not feeling confident about that.
Carpenter, late September. I'd love to see Matty Mustache back.
Yep.
Harrison Bader played yesterday. Had 3 at-bats. Had 4 at-bats yesterday. They lost to they actually played pretty well against Hartford last week. I think they won every game except the last one. And of course, that's the one that all the Yankees played in.
Of course.
But they all played well. But Bader was 1 for 3 with a walk, a stolen base, and a single as well. And
he had a bullet to right center, hit the ball real hard.
Yes.
And I think the more impressive thing to me, besides the base hit, is the stolen base.
Yes.
Because he's stealing bases, which means he's healthy. And he's got wheels. For all of you that don't know, Bader is one of the fastest players in baseball.
He's coming to the Bronx, baby.
He's coming. And at a perfect time when we don't have a guy like Benintendi in the lineup, he's going to be key for us. And I don't really even care, like, if he just makes basic contact or maybe gets a sac fly every once in a while. If he can just play good defense, which is what he's known for, we're going to be fine in the outfield.
Yep.
I think
so too.
But here's a question real quick before we move on. If you're looking at playoff picture right now, I'm leaving Aaron Hicks off.
Yeah, no, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that in a minute. But are you thinking Bader? You put Bader in center field, or you leave Judge in center, Bader in left, and then
put Bader in left.
Put Bader in left.
Put Bader in left. Leave Cabrera in right.
I think you got to leave Cabrera in right.
You got to.
He's been so good in the outfield.
Yep.
And we're not playing Aaron Hicks. Aaron Hicks is not going anywhere near the baseball field.
Please God, no.
Time. Can't happen.
Let's get to him, but I do want to finish up the injury report. We've already talked about Sevi, how he did this weekend. Britton, he'll be back in a week, probably next week. He also threw an inning yesterday. 2 strikeouts, no runners, nobody reached. And then you have Castro, who will he pitched 1 inning yesterday and didn't give up a hit as well. Mm-hmm. So we have Castro, Sevi, and Britton coming back. Britton could be the key to how far the Yankees go in the postseason, right? Because the starting pitching is going to give us a chance to win every game.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee it. I don't care who it's against. I still think because I think that Yankees match up well pitching wise with the Astros. It's only whether we can hit the ball.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I think Britton looked pretty good. He had that little curveball thing going. I saw some of the highlights. I think he was touching 93. We really don't have that dominant left-handed force out of the bullpen that we've needed from a guy like Britton or from a guy like Chapman. So, I mean, look, he's been really hit or miss for the most part. I mean, I don't mind him as much, but like you got a guy like Britton he's a dog out there when he pitches, and he goes right after you. So would love to see him come back. He'll be a really effective player, pitcher for us.
Absolutely.
You know, if that's the route they decide to go.
And you mentioned already Aaron Hicks. Joe, roll the Aaron Hicks tape.
Yeah, we're just going to play the two plays in the outfield right off the back to back.
Skied the other way. On the run is Hicks into the corner. It's a fair ball. Hicks doesn't know it's a fair ball.
I made that play tonight, softball.
You made that same play?
So a 2-run double for Franco.
Hope Rizzo's not watching
this.
this.
3-0. Hicks did not.
He's been.
That one is deep to left, and it's over the head of Hicks and up against the wall. Franco scores. A Rosarena with an RBI double, and the boos are raining down on the Yankee left fielder.
So bad. It's so bad. So listen, he's an absolute abomination. Okay, he's hitting 211, 326 on base percentage. That's 326 is not good.
Oh,
he's slugging 296, and his OPS is a 622.
Yeah,
6 home runs, 36 ribbies, 92 strikeouts, and 55 walks. That's in like 431 at bats. That's not good. That's not good. That's like Pittsburgh Pirates territory right there.
Hey, there's some Pittsburgh Pirates
who are having better seasons than that.
Aaron Hicks.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying, right?
No, so you gotta wonder a little bit too. And going back to me saying that Aaron Hicks should not be on the postseason roster, he should not be. He should be left at home, far, far away from any Yankee game come playoff time. But you got to wonder really what is going on with Aaron Hicks. I think, in all seriousness, this guy is having some sort of mental breakdown in during the games. Like he's not paying attention. He's not taking the right routes on balls. He doesn't know how many outs there are. He doesn't know if the ball is fair or foul. It's like almost like you see Aaron Hicks when we first got him, and we're like, oh, we found a diamond in the rough here. Like this guy's really good. And then all of a sudden, you're talking
$1 billion.
You're talking about a major fall off here.
Yeah.
Unlike anything I've seen in a long time, besides like, I don't even want to put him in the category of Joey Gallo, but Aaron Hicks was an elite defender.
Yes.
Power hitter, could hit the ball, could get on base. He was fast, stealing bases. What happened to Aaron Hicks?
Got comfortable. Complacency, Nutter. It's called complacency.
I think it was COVID. The COVID season and the fact that
maybe he just needs contacts. Maybe he's got bad vision.
In all seriousness, I think he played too much golf.
Yeah. Wow.
He's a scratch golfer. I mean, he's like semi-pro.
He's just stick to it.
Like
stick to it.
Maybe the Live Golf Tour will sign him.
Maybe.
But you got to wonder though, in all seriousness, if this dude like maybe needs to see one of those sports psychologists that actually like Tiger Woods used to see and all athletes used to see, because this is not the Aaron Hicks that we knew and fell in love with when he first came over to New York.
I, for one, am done looking at Aaron Hicks, so I am going to pray to Saint Felicia, the patron saint of farewells tonight, that we don't see Aaron Hicks again in the Bronx in 2022. All right, let's do this. I want to talk about the Mets and the Braves.
Yep.
Why don't we take a break, guys? Come back. Let's talk Mets Braves. Let's talk Albert Pujols.
Yes.
And let's talk about the Dodgers clinching the National League West. Stick around, guys. Bronx Baseball and Beer. We'll be right back.
SeatGeek. Our first date was at a basketball game.
Just what every girl wants, right?
What? What's more romantic than two people sharing their passion?
No, you're right. It was actually pretty romantic.
And we had great seats. Remember?
We even made it to the kiss cam. That's when I knew it was for real.
I won twice that night.
Get your seat tickets to sports, concerts, and live events. SeatGeek. Get your seat in a seat.
Use code BronxBBB.
it's about time we got to work. There we go.
Red Bull gives you wings.
All right, guys, welcome back to Bronx Baseball and Beer, episode number 71. We've already talked about the Yankees, and they're kind of riding the ship a little bit now. They're steadying out. The cavalry's coming. We got guys coming back off injuries. They're doing rehab starts, but the guys who are here right now are have kind of leveled it out. They've righted the ship. We got back up to a 6-game lead, and let's let Toronto and Tampa beat up on each other for the next week.
Yeah.
And we got to go out and take care of the Red Sox, because the Red Sox have been playing pretty decent baseball over the last week. They went into Baltimore this week, and I handled them. But two other teams that are playing really good baseball right now, the New York Mets and the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, listen, it's a race for the NL East, man. It's a legitimate. It's a legitimate thing. Like, either one of these teams could take the NL East.
It's a 1.5 game lead.
And what people need to realize is, do the New York, you want to obviously take it, because then you get home field advantage, you get a bye. You don't want to see the Mets use Scherzer and DeGrom against like the Phillies. You want to get that free pass, right?
They're going to have to.
They may have to. If the Braves keep playing the way they're playing, it could go either way. I have some concerns, though, for the Braves in the back end.
I definitely do. After this weekend, yesterday, ooh, that's a brutal loss by the Braves yesterday.
Listen, Kenley Jansen,
he's been not been that great.
Has been,
he's not been as bad as Hader's been for the Padres.
Yeah.
Worst trade in the history of baseball.
You talk about a guy that is dominant and comes in. He's a force to be reckoned with when he comes in for the 9th inning. He just hasn't had it. His last 7 games, 5 2/3 innings pitched, 7 hits, 7 earned runs, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts, and a whip of almost 2.
Listen, the Braves were down, I think 5 or 6 runs late in that game. They came back. They took the lead in the 9th inning, and then they brought Jansen in to close it out, and he gave up back-to-back home runs to lose the game.
Yeah, and
that's brutal.
And I was watching actually MLB Network today, and Cliff Floyd was on, and Cliff Floyd actually made some really good points. He's like, I'm not a pitcher by any means. He's like, and he brought up like 3 pitches that Kenley Jansen threw on hitters counts, like favorable hitters counts, and where the catcher was actually setting up was like where he was putting his glove was right in the sweet spot of all these hitters. So you got to wonder if maybe that's affecting him. Maybe the catcher's not setting up in the right way.
Yeah.
But clearly his control's off.
Right.
So a lot of the suggestions, and I brought up his stats, a lot of people like this Iglesias kid, who has been lights out, 0 earned runs over his last 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 11 strikeouts. His whip is like 0.57.
Maybe Jansen should start playing the Frozen theme.
Maybe it's working for Kimbrel. It's working for Kimbrel, but I think
his walkout music.
Let me ask you guys, and I'll ask Joe too. You got a guy like Kenley Jansen who has postseason closing experience, who's been dominant, who's been that guy to shut the door.
Yeah.
At this point in the season, are you guys considering, hey, you know what? Maybe we throw Kenley in like the 8th or the 7th, kind of just get his mechanics down. Maybe we put him on the phantom 10-day IL, let him work his kinks out. Do you go with a guy like Iglesias, or do you just kind of let Kenley Jansen work out of whatever he's going through? I mean, because that's a big problem for the Braves now.
Right now, listen, you're in a pennant race. You dropped 2 games to the Mariners this weekend that you should have won.
Yep.
The Mets have an easy schedule, right? I think the Mets played the Marlins this weekend.
Yeah, the
Mets were in Miami this weekend.
Mets are going to roll pretty much for the rest of the year.
Yeah. So if you're the Braves, you got to throw your best guy out there. If it hurts some feelings,
so be it.
So be it. But they'll be okay when they get that World Series bonus. Yeah. So if it's me, I'm gonna go with the hot hand. And if it hurts somebody's feelings along the way, then I'm sorry, guy. But we're trying to win a division here, because you guys the Braves came all the way back from 10.5 games out.
They battled.
They actually Thursday, the Braves were actually in first place by half a game last Thursday.
Yeah.
And now they're a game and a half out. So the Mets, they're taking care of business. They went into Miami this weekend and they swept the Marlins. The Mets have the Cubs this week, the Marlins again at home, the Brewers, the A's, and then they finish out the season with the Atlanta Braves. 3 games. That's going to be big because the Braves.
It could potentially be
The Braves have not played well against the Mets this year. They have not.
So, Nada, you're saying put Kenley Jansen just wait and move on?
Like they did to Chapman.
Put him in a setup role, or maybe put him on the Phantom 10-day.
So then what if what happens when it comes to the playoffs? Just move on from him completely? Or?
No. I'm not saying that. I'm thinking you just
let him get his mind right.
Put him in a different role and get his control down, kind of like we did with Chapman.
Yep.
Like just either put him on the Phantom 10-day,
Yankees love that shit.
He has an Achilles tendonitis. Like, good Lord. How many things could you come up with? But I think you need to do something with Kenley Jansen. He's been way off.
Yeah.
And it's a problem for Atlanta. So I'm wondering if you just take him, put him in a different role for now, and maybe throw the Iglesias guy in there who's been lights out, who's been absolutely electric out of the pen.
I like it. I like
you got to go with the hot hand, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, like that move, man.
I mean, look at the playoffs. I mean, years ago, but like K-Rod, when you get a rookie that comes in and he's going to do it, you just stick with it.
I'm not a big the fans. Home field advantage in baseball is kind of bigger than other sports, I would think, right? Because getting last licks, as we used to say when we were kids, that's a big thing. But I also think it's not that big a deal. But you kind of want you'd like to have your home fans with you, and you'd always like to be able to set up your pitching the way you want to, right? Being able to, if it's a tie game in the 9th inning, you can put your closer in, and shut them down and hope to win it in the bottom of the 9th. So that's kind of the way. But if you're the Braves, you want to win the division, or at a very minimum, you want to have that home wild card game or that home divisional series game. So
that's what I'm saying. I mean, you don't want to have that opportunity for you to use your pitching staff when you don't necessarily need to. You know what I mean? So it's an interesting thing. I think both teams are very, very good. I am curious just to see how the bullpen situation goes for Atlanta, and kind of go from there. But the battle for the NL East is real.
It's awesome.
It's real, and it's fun, and it's exciting, and
I love it, man. It's going to be some exciting baseball down the stretch.
Yeah, we may need to do a couple live streams, especially if it's like down to the wire with the Braves and Mets.
Yeah, we need to get the Epicure Brewing live streams
live
going.
Bar. We haven't done a live bar in a while.
We need it.
Yeah.
So the Braves, they have the Giants this week. The Braves close out. They're at San Francisco.
Yep.
The favorable pitching matchups, except for the last game, Rendon's pitching for the last game, but the Braves should win. Minimum, the Braves should win 2 out of 3 of that series. Then they get the Phillies and the Nats, then the Phillies and then the Nats.
I still like the Phillies, man.
And then listen, the Phillies are out of it. They're not. The Phillies aren't coming back.
I like the Phillies to give them a tough time.
The Phillies
though.
will have a say in the National League East one way or the other.
Yep.
Because they play 6 games against the Braves in the next 2 weeks, and then they close out with the Mets. I want it to stay exactly the way it is, or within a half a game for that last 3 games.
Yeah.
I want to see that.
As
a baseball fan, you could not ask
for baseball.
Yeah,
and that's why I like the NL East so much. In this, we're gonna see what the Mets are made of, and like Jerry Seinfeld came out and has not been happy with the fact that the Mets have been like over celebrating and overextending the Timmy Trumpets thing. Like, listen, we get that his entrance is awesome. How many times are you going to like put this guy on the field? It's just like a little.
It's annoying.
It's annoying.
It's even getting annoying to Mets fans.
And as Jerry Seinfeld's a huge Mets fan,
he has
huge.
been his whole life.
He's like, why? He's like, we finally have something good going on. Why are we over celebrating this thing? Like, what's going to happen if Edwin Diaz comes in the playoffs and blows a save and loses a game?
I'm going to play the trumpet song.
I'm
going to
play the trumpet too. You know what I mean? Like, you got to just be careful, Mets Nation over there. All right,
but listen,
just be careful.
The Mets are in the driver's seat right now. They have a favorable schedule. They're a game and a half up. Take care of business, Mets, and you should be good to go for the rest of the duration of the regular season. So it's worth keeping an eye on. Maybe we should do like I said, I
think we're gonna do a live bar.
A live. Maybe we'll do a live bar for that last
series,
that Friday night.
Yeah, I agree.
Braves Mets. We should do it.
We should do that.
Okay,
it's on the schedule.
We're doing it. We'll write it down. Put it down.
All
right. So the Braves are a game and a half out.
It's the last series of the season. It'll be a Mets Braves.
Yep.
It'll be close either way.
It will be. Albert Pujols. God, I just lost I completely spaced out right there.
It's because
you probably saw
it's this new aura.
Awesome,
like,
the aura of this desk just literally
it's beaming.
Cause of mind melt. Yeah. Albert Pujols, man, what can you say?
Wow.
This guy, I mean, I told you my story about Pujols when he was a young player, and I didn't like him. I thought he was cocky. I had a run-in with him at Yankee Stadium, and I was like, F this guy, dude. I hope he fails. But over his career, he's really come up to be a nice guy. I mean, he's obviously a first ballot Hall of Famer. Another guy that should be unanimous.
You should be unanimous.
I mean, I'm loving watching him do what he's doing. He's 4 home runs shy of hitting 700. We have 15 games to go, 14 games
he's
to
gonna
go.
do it. He's going to
for him to hit 4 more home runs. I'd like to see him get over it. He passed A-Rod, so he's all alone in 4th place now, all time with 696 home runs. So, do we have an Albert Pujols clip? We do. Let's put it up there.
We just put it up there.
Home run number 696 against the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Here it comes. Albert sends one out to deep right center. It's at the wall. Gone! He's done it! 697. A 2-run homer to put the Cardinals on top. He's all alone. 4th place in home runs in Major League history.
Love it.
He looks huge, though. He's got to be back on the roids. No,
let me tell you something.
Let him do it. Let him.
I mean, I don't mind. I don't care.
I don't mind either.
Somebody gave me an interesting question.
Brings up a really valid point because I was going to say the same thing. That dude's he got.
I mean, it was a cock shot, but whatever. Let it go.
Listen,
I would keep throwing it to him if he's up.
Absolutely.
Here's what I got posed an interesting question. I remember where it was, but I saw the question and it made me think about it. It might have been in our group chat. If Pujols had stayed healthy and hadn't missed a year, if he hadn't missed all that, if he had stayed very reasonably healthy and he hadn't missed all that time, would we be talking about him hitting 800 home runs? Right? He's only 104 short of that. You take some of that time back where he was not healthy in LA.
And not only his health, but I don't think he was in a good place in LA.
No, he wasn't.
I think mentally for him, I don't want to say he regretted going to LA because he had a couple good years there and got to play with Trout. And, I don't think he just wasn't, he wanted to stay in St. Louis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He belongs there. I'm glad to see him doing what he's doing in St. Louis.
I mean, 800 home runs, that's a lot of home runs. And I mean, you look at a guy like Barry Bonds, who was 10. I mean, Barry Bonds was the best player I've ever seen in my life. And
still to this day.
And Albert Pujols is up there, but I don't know about 800, but you definitely see him number 2 on the list, I think.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And no doubt about it. I mean, he's the machine. He's the guy, you know what I mean? Like after the All-Star break, the season he's been having, he's got like almost 800 OPS. The guy's
born again. Maybe he's not retiring. Well, no.
So here's the question though. He ends at 699.
Does he come back?
Does he come back? He says he's done. He says he's not coming back. How can you not?
You got to come back.
You got to come back, right?
Right?
For one more just to see if you can even get to 714, right?
Just for I mean, even for the beginning of the season, I would say it was okay.
Like sign him to like
hit a home run
half a
and
year contract.
Retire, no?
He's not catching Bonds.
No, he's not going to catch Bonds.
All right, so he goes to the final game of the season, and it's his final at bat, 7th inning. Does the pitcher just
actually
right down the middle? Let him
wouldn't
see.
Want you to do that, but I mean, shit, I'd do it. I'd give up his 700th.
Would you rock a Pujols jersey?
Yeah,
the powder blue.
He already has one.
Powder blue, St. Louis, man. Yeah, I was going to wear it tonight, but I wanted to wear my Giants shirt instead.
I was thinking about that. Like
powder blue.
If I was thinking about a player that I would not even doesn't have to be now. Like what's my next jersey? Not Yankees jersey going to be? And Dylan wants to get he likes those powder blues.
The powder blues are nice.
But I was like, no, I'm not. I'm going to get a Braves jersey.
I know you're kind of a Braves fan.
I am, but I'm going to go. But I'm not going to go with a current player. I'm going to go with an all-time great,
Chipper Jones.
I thought about Chipper Jones, but I said no. I'll give you one more guess.
Greg Maddux.
Yeah.
Nope.
I was going to say pitcher. Nope. Glavine, Maddux.
Nope. No. Not even close. Not even the same era.
Earlier? Yeah. Fred McGriff?
Oh, the crime dog? No. He played with him.
I'd rock a McGriff jersey.
Dude, you guys are missing the glaring obvious. And it's not Dale Murphy. I'm gonna go with Hank Aaron.
Hammer and Hank.
I think I'm gonna get a Hank Aaron. The old school one where it was the blue and white.
Yeah.
I like that. The red, white, and blue, the old, like the royal blue color, like this color blue.
Yeah.
I like those old school. I might go with a Hank Aaron.
Yeah.
But I did think about Chipper because Chipper
put a lot of thought into this, huh?
Yeah. Oh, he's a big jersey guy.
Yeah, I'm a jersey
like he's an old school retro jersey guy. You rocked the Johnny Bench jersey last time.
Yep.
If I had to pick my next jersey, in all seriousness, it would probably be
The powder blue.
I like
Dodgers.
I like the powder blue Phillies pullover jerseys.
Those
like
are
the old school, the V-neck ones,
the pinstripe ones.
or the pinstripe.
And you're
ones.
gonna
Yeah,
get
those are-
John Kruk.
John Kruk.
No.
See, that would be awesome.
That would be a good one.
That'd
Or
be awesome.
who was the other guy? Who was the other guy that played with Kruk?
I don't know. Who
They
you're-
played with him, and they both went to the Marlins. They won a World. He was the catcher for the Phillies and Marlins.
Phillies and Marlins.
Yep. He's dead. He died.
Oh,
he passed away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he had a drinking problem. I think he died in a car accident.
Oh God.
Come on, find it. Joey
See,
Stats.
I don't even know.
If I had to go, I would go Schmidt or
Schmidt,
here's
yeah.
a name drop for you, Greg Lazinski.
Greg Lazinski.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not be confused with Ted Kaczynski.
The Unabomber. Greg Lazinski was
different name.
Greg
different
Lazinski
name.
was a big man.
Yeah. I don't know who that other catcher is you're referring to.
When you hear his name, you're gonna remember. You'll be like, oh yeah.
He went with Kruk to the Marlins.
I'm 99% sure. He was on the Phillies with Kruk and that whole squad.
Somebody's got to know.
Where's our baseball people out there? Where are my Philly fans at?
Phillies.
I think he's looking.
Well, Joe looks that up. Let's talk about something else.
Real quick, before you do that, I have to ask you two over there because I brought a special delivery over to you guys over at the desk. What are you guys thinking about the Canadips Blue Raspberry?
That's right.
The boys over at the boys over at
oh, look at that. That's why I play.
The boys over
Nice
at
catch,
Canadips hooked it up. They hooked it up. See, believe it or not, I used to play baseball, but the boys over at Canadips hooked it up.
Throw
I got
was pretty bad.
Yeah, it was
a
bad.
bad throw.
It was a bad toss too. Canadips Blue Raz, guys. I think I have my new favorite flavor. Blue Raz tastes like blue Jolly Ranchers, and the guys over at Canadips sent me a bunch of the blue raspberry. Also, the fuel and the sleep pouches as well. So I haven't tried the fuel yet.
I got the name, by the way. Joey Stats is slipping over there.
That's a tough one to throw on the spot.
Darren Dalton.
What was the name?
Darren Dalton.
Oh, I saw that name too, but I just wasn't
Dalton.
sure.
See? Darren Dalton.
I was trying to match up the
93
years.
Phillies, bro.
Yeah, see,
They lost to the Blue
I was
Jays.
born in '88, by the way.
You know what? If you
I graduated high school in
you let that
1980.
Canadip sit in, it'll come to you next time, right?
It was Darren
the-
Dalton.
Canadips is phenomenal. This
It is
one.
phenomenal. The blue raspberry is good.
Yeah,
isn't
it's like a Slurpee or something.
it? It's like a Jolly Rancher. It's like a blue Jolly Rancher.
like a snow cone.
Yeah.
That's
But
what I said.
it's good. So thank you to the guys from Canadips. I'm going to try the fuel and the sleep at some point. We'll get you a review on that. But yeah, Blue Raz, go get some, guys. Use our code B+B20 on the site in our bio and get yourself 20% off.
So, a sort of pseudo congratulations to the Los Angeles Dodgers. So last night the Dodgers won. They beat the living hell out of the Braves, and I like the Dodgers' social media. They said, "Well, congratulations to the trade deadline winners, San Diego Padres." Well, the Dodgers clinched the National League West last night, or did they? So Notter sends me a text this morning. He's like, "Check this out." So I'll read this to you. The Los Angeles Dodgers will have to put the postseason champagne back on ice for at least one more day. Major League Baseball announced an internet error determining the Dodgers' postseason clinching scenarios, meaning Los Angeles still has a magic number of 1 to score a playoff spot as of Monday morning.
Mhm.
The Dodgers are 96-43 and enter Monday with a commanding 20-game lead. That's ridiculous.
It's insane.
Atop the National League West standings. Thought they had clinched their 10th consecutive postseason berth Sunday with an 11-2 thrashing over the San Diego Padres. Manager Dave Roberts led a post-game toast with sparkling wine, and the players and staff were given caps with the postseason logo. Now they had to give them back so they can
Who's
wear them
running
again
the
tonight.
Who's running the internet over there?
I don't
Joey
know.
Stats?
It's got to be Joey Stats.
I mean,
Scotty Bergen still working
Scotty-
for MLB over there?
I mean, that's kind of not for nothing. That's kind of a big mistake.
It's a big mistake.
Somebody might
I mean,
not have a
listen, they're in
job
no
today.
danger of not making the playoffs.
No, I mean, they're going to be fine. But like when you say, hey, you clinch, congratulations, and you're expecting to go in there and get hammered, right?
Yeah.
Like go in, celebrate.
Now you
have
get
a-
to go
have a
again
night out on
tonight.
the town.
You
You
get to
get to
do
go
it
again tonight.
Can a pre-clinch happen? Like, you know what I mean? Can you?
That's why I'm not a
Yeah.
big
No.
fan of these
You-
champagne celebrations when you clinch.
Did
postseason
they
berth.
blow their load early or like, you know?
Yeah, maybe they just lose the rest of the year now. They-
Wouldn't that be
they collapse?
Whoops.
Whoops.
So,
No, the
that-
Dodgers
so
are-
that's a weird
Dodgers are
situation.
legit. Dodgers are legit.
And one more weird situation before we say goodnight, Notter. Remember in the middle of the season, there was a lot of talk about the Atlanta Braves and Freddie Freeman and Freddie Freeman's agents and how they made an offer to Freddie Freeman that never got to Freddie Freeman, and the Braves ignored it, and no one ever told Freddie. And there was a whole thing, and then there was, we're going to sue you for this, and then the Braves or the Freddie Freeman's former agent, who I believe also is a friend with Derek Jeter.
Yes, or he might have even represented him.
He did, I believe he did, and even Derek Jeter's like, this does not seem, something seems wrong here. Come to find out that it was all a bunch of bullshit,
a bunch of BS. Yeah.
So Doug Gottlieb, who you may remember from ESPN, who has a
man.
Radio show. I don't know. Nobody listens to it, obviously. I don't know if it's still on ESPN. I don't know where it is, but he used to do basketball on ESPN, but now he just covers sports on a radio show. He admitted he falsely claimed that agent Casey Close never informed Freddie Freeman of the Atlanta Braves of his last contract offer. He tweeted on June 29th that Casey Close never told Freddie Freeman about the Braves' final offer. Close and XL Sports Management sued Gottlieb in mid-July in district court in Manhattan, alleging defamation and libel.
Yeah, thank you, Dave. He was Jeter and Matsui's agent. Casey Close was. Thank you, Dave.
He apologized. I think that it's awful.
He's a bum, dude. He's been caught lying so many times.
He works for Fox Sports.
Yeah.
Gottlieb is 46. He's affiliated with Fox Sports, the Pac-12 network, and CBS Sports, according to the suit. He said their final two conversations about Freeman contract made two proposals to the team, and they were both rejected. And they said no. So I don't know what's going to happen there. I don't know if they're going to settle out of court, if they're going to just throw the whole thing out, but it's irresponsible. And it
caused a lot of unnecessary drama.
It goes along with a lot of the things that the media does. The media tries to dig up garbage, and they might get a lead because someone might have told him, hey, this is what happened. But instead of doing his job and investigating it like a real reporter would do, he just ran with it and put it out there, right? Because everybody's trying to break a big story and be that guy, right? Because that's what.
Well, I mean, let's not.
Unlike what we do here at Bronx Baseball and Beer, a lot of people like to go on TV and say outrageous things that isn't true, to start arguments and debates or whatever.
Well, yeah, and
drama.
I mean, it's typical because the Freddie Freeman Braves saga was the biggest story of the offseason, right?
It sure was.
How could they not sign him? This, that, the other thing. It was all anybody ever talked about, and then Freddie Freeman cried 350 times. And it was like a whole big thing, and it started getting annoying. And then this idiot decides to make it worse by saying, oh, they never told Freddie Freeman that they had a contract. It's a bunch of BS. And I knew right away when Jeter came out and said, hey, Casey Close was my agent. There's no way that this seems weird. It's all BS.
Yeah.
And then you do your research on this guy, and he's an absolute clown. He's a clown.
Yep.
So, I mean,
hell with him. Hope he should get fired. He should be fired.
Yeah, I don't know how he doesn't have unless he's got legitimate proof saying that a legitimate source told him this, and then he broke the news. You still got to do your due diligence and find out if it's true or not.
Yeah.
So he shouldn't be reporting much of anything these days anymore.
All right, guys, that's it for this week's edition of Bronx Baseball and Beer. We'd like to say thank you to our sponsors, to, of course, Canadips.
Yes.
Arctic Coolers, Red Bull, and SeatGeek.
Yes.
And
Dugout
guys,
mugs.
we appreciate all you guys, and we got bigger and better things coming. This is just the start. This amazing centerpiece of Bronx Baseball and Beer is just the start of things to come for B3 Media. As I mentioned earlier, Wednesday night, 8 p.m. right here on a different set, obviously. We have the premiere of Officially Offsides. It is our football show. We're going to talk about all the goings on in the National Football League this past weekend. A lot of big things, a lot of kickers
missing,
a lot of kickers looking for new jobs.
Lost a lot of money this weekend.
A lot of debacles with the kicking game. We're going to talk about how sorry the Cowboys are, or how they looked anyway yesterday. The Giants' big win. What's going on maybe with Joe Shiesty in Cincinnati?
He'll be fine.
And Baker and the Browns.
Yeah, I mean, guys, if you can, please head over to the Officially Offsides Instagram page and the Facebook page. Give it a like and a follow. Also, the episode.
What is it? I want to make a banner.
What's that?
Officially Offsides handle. I'll make a
officially,
banner on there.
it's officially offsides right on Instagram.
Is
It's
it period?
like dot offsides, I think. I'd have to look it up.
Let's
again.
look it up. But guys, Greg, definitely go there.
But yeah, give it a follow, guys. You can't miss it. It's the if you're looking for the logo, it's our B3 logo on a football. You can't miss it. And we're
on a football.
Yes, exactly. And Kev, Mike, Brian, Mac. I believe Joe's going to be in the house to be on the 1s and 2s. And as you can see on the screen, it's up there. Go give it a follow. And guys, the show will be live on our normal YouTube channel.
Yes.
It's just going to be in a different playlist. It'll pop up like it normally does, just like Bronx Baseball and Beer, and it'll get put off to a new playlist. So we're very excited about the new show, and we have a lot to talk about. It's going to be great. We have a great cast and a great group of hosts that are going to do that show.
Super
I'm not going to be there,
knowledgeable
but I'll
dudes.
be there next week.
Super knowledgeable dudes with us here at B3 Media. Joining us for that, we're going to have, again, we'll recap last week. We'll pick our games of the week for week 2, and maybe not. We'll throw a little gambling tips in there.
Yeah,
as
Brian
well.
Mac,
B-Mac is our guy. Man.
He's our guy. Yeah, absolutely. We're very excited, and we can't wait to see you guys on Wednesday. If you're football fans, head over, like the page, and we'll see you guys Wednesday night for that.
All right, guys, that's it for Bronx Baseball and Beer. Thanks to our man, Joey Stats on the 1s and 2s.
Yes.
And our man, Justin, behind the producer's desk. I am Scottso Fryer.
And I'm Chris Not Yet Notter.
We will see you guys next week on another episode of Bronx Baseball and Beer. Peace out.